Hey critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Today, critics, we are going to tap into that March 18th episode of Jenna and Sheinelle, in which the legendary actress, director, and producer Nia Long served as the co-host while Jenna has been out on spring break. Now, I'm a little relaxed today, so I'm just asking you to just kind of bear with me as I just kind of slowly dip into this episode. It was y'all great just kind of seeing Black girl magic together leading morning TV. It just kind of does my heart good, but it also makes me ache for more, if I'm being honest with you. Even seeing ladies like Read This and Read That with Jackie and Joy Reid, it always, and of course there's more as well. I just can't think of them right now off the top of my head, but I'll spare you with those details today. And I'll stay on topic, of course, with Miss Nia Long, but it was a breath of fresh air seeing the Black girl magic together on morning TV. And of course, I got to talk to you about those outfits. All right. Nia basically wore some very nice professional wide leg gray pants and a white blazer along with like a white shirt underneath. The belt was made of silk. I don't know if it wasn't like a regular belt. It looked like one of those kind of silk tie belts, if that makes sense. And I think the tie was black, if my eyes were not deceiving me, okay? Very corporate America, very I have a presentation with my team today look. Great outfit though for morning TV. And Sheinelle, she wore a simple long navy dress which complemented her figure, and of course some matching pumps to complement the outfit. Yeah, I love the ladies, seeing the ladies together. They made a comment about the fact that they were the same height. And it did make I will admit to you, I could tell the difference between, when you're walking out on stage with somebody who's like the exact height as you, because Jenna has some height on Sheinelle, but I still think they look good together when they walk out in spite of the height difference. But, seeing two Black girls do it magically on morning TV, it just kind of did my heart even more good. And they had some flutters, they said. I think it was just because it seemed like the ladies were maybe fans of each other and maybe didn't realize it. At least maybe Sheinelle didn't realize maybe that Nia watched her, but Nia confessed and talked about how she watched Sheinelle every morning. So yeah, it was nice to see them connect in that way. It looks like they are friends. I'm wondering though if they may have met doing play dates. Nia has two boys and Sheinelle has three kids as well. So I'm wondering if they had some sort of I don't know, maybe a connecting engagement that sort of like connected them together. And maybe it was also just because, Nia is going to be in the brand new Michael movie that's going to be coming out, the Michael Jackson biopic, in which not her, but Janet Jackson's nephew, as well as Michael Jackson's nephew, the son of, which Jackson is it the son of? But Jermaine, I think it's Jermaine Jackson's son, Jafar, who's going to be playing the role of Michael. And Nia is going to be playing the role of Kathyrn Jackson. Forgive me because there's a few episodes ago I could not remember exactly who's going to be playing the role of Kathyrn Jackson, but it's Miss Nia Long, baby. They started off the show by giving Nia her flowers. She's been in so many movies. She's played in Boys in the Hood, Love Jones, right? I got this Jones woman in my bones. She was in that video. Yeah, she was in the Ashanti video. It made me think of that, but she was in the Ashanti video as well. I love that song. Okay. The baby song. Yes. Baby, 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 baby. And I think now her and Nelly be joking around. We had a baby, 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 baby. Let me stop, y'all. She was, of course, in Friday. Fresh Prince, of course, Soul Food, In Too Deep, The Best Man, Big Mama's House, Are We There Yet, Beaches, and one of my unexpected favorites, y'all, was Fatal Affair. She just made that within like the last 5-6 years or so, but I actually really like that movie. I really, really did enjoy that movie. I like the house in that movie as well. I think it was by the beach. I love the house in that movie. Nia is a legend in the acting space, and I just love that for her. Yeah, baby, 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 baby. I don't know why now that song is in my mind, right? I talked about the fact that Nia is in the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic, and of course they played a clip and showed it. But what I want to do is something a little bit different because Nia is one of my faves, and of course she served as the co-host. So I wanted to just sort of go through the conversation that her and Sheinelle had at the beginning of the show. You know, the show that they typically have like the round table topics, but they focused in, of course, on Nia this go round. And I'll say this side note, remember, I do not have YouTube Premium, so if there's an commercial or anything like that, of course, I'm going to improv, okay? But let's take a listen to some of the conversation that Nia had when she was on the Today with Jenna and Sheinelle show, serving as the co-host.
I mean, that has to feel good.
It does. It's
Right?
a celebration of the work, of the body of the work, of the women that I've had the opportunity to play, the time, the dedication, the yeses, the nos, the kids.
Did you feel like when they showed this, the lineup of who was going to be the guest co-host for the week, when they put your picture up, my phone was like, zzz, 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 and it was from all areas of my life. It was like my girlfriends in Philly are like, oh, you're so lucky, Nia. The guys are like, oh, my crush. Even though now they're like 60 with 4 kids, but you were that girl. Did you know it then, and do you still know it now?
I mean, I have to know it,
Yeah.
right? Because that's the thing that gets us going every
So
day.
you knew you were the hot girl.
Well, I didn't know I
'cause
was the hot girl.
Not everybody could put on a white tank top and jean shorts.
well, I
it was
was
like before
12.
Beyonce was doing Crazy in Love, she was rocking the white tank top and shorts. You know
I
what I
was
mean?
definitely doing it before Beyonce. We love Beyonce.
We do, but I'm just saying.
Not Nia just letting us know that she was doing it for Beyonce was doing in the Crazy in Love video. But yes, that's always a classic outfit. Shout out to some jeans and a white tee or a cute shirt, a little tight fitting, you know what I'm saying? A little midriff showing. Shout out to the 90s.
At Jones Beach, actually, and I remember it was one of my very first photo shoots, and I was scared to death, and I pulled these things out of my closet, and I was like, jean booty shorts are always a good idea.
Sure, of course.
And it worked, right? So I think, look, the 90s was a special time. It was sort of this birth of artistic energy, and I'm just really lucky to be a part of what we created, that era. Yeah.
And what I love now is that you're still going.
And
now you're starring in the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your role. Are you Kathyrn?
I play
You're the
Kathyrn
mom.
Jackson. I play the matriarch of the family. It is, these are huge.
with Coleman Domingo.
Coleman.
And of course, right now they're actually showing a clip of the movie as they're actually speaking. And it's interesting because at first I thought, okay, Nia has a role in the movie, but it goes a little bit deeper. She has a closer relationship and a connection with the Jacksons than I ever thought. So let's take a listen.
Who's amazing.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
him.
So both of you guys get to show your acting chops. How was it working with Coleman?
I love him. He's like a brother. We had a great time, and he does a wonderful job. Oh, that was a selfie we took at a party. I love him.
Did you ever meet Michael?
I did meet Michael. I met Michael at a Stevie Wonder concert with John Singleton in the middle of a stairwell.
Wow.
And
Shout out to John Singleton, rest in peace.
John was like, hey, I want you to meet my friend Michael. And I look, John Singleton, God rest his soul. I look up and it's Michael Jackson. He goes, Nia Long, I love your work. And I think I almost rolled down the staircase. I was like, but you're Michael Jackson. You're not supposed to know me.
Wow.
And I will never forget that. But the other interesting thing in the connection and how life is just so beautiful in this way is my mother used to work for his record label.
Really?
So as a little girl, I would see photos of Michael like across her desk. And so there's always been this MJ energy in my life. So to now play Kathyrn Jackson, it is an honor. Wow. And I just think it's a great film. And I'm excited for families to go to the movies.
Now, I will say that Nia actually playing the role of Kathyrn Jackson is I can already tell that it's going to be a phenomenal body of work. But Nia got her start back in 1986. She made her movie debut in the Brat Patrol, the BRAT Patrol, and she played the role as Darla Perkins. And during the early 90s, which Nia actually talks about with another actress named Kathyrn that comes on the show, she also got her start in the soap opera world, right? She started on Guiding Light. That wasn't my grandmother's favorite. I think it was The Young and the Restless. The dun, 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 dun. Yeah, my grandmother liked that one. With Victor Newman, baby. My grandma loved that Victor Newman. We talked about that, but I will stay right on topic before I get too deep into some family personal stories. And I need to be keeping it very Nia Long, okay? But throughout Nia's career, she's been a premier leading lady in, of course, TV, film. She starred in a whole lot of movies. Of course, I named a lot of them earlier. But at the end of the show, I'm going to actually talk to you a little bit about how you can access some additional resources from Nia Long in a very resourceful and free way.
You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That experience is
unlike
so
anything
important.
other. I still feel like we need to go into a theater,
Yes,
get
and get your
popcorn,
snacks,
the sound, and then be like transported
and then
somewhere.
just don't go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Hold your, just hold it.
Not hold it.
Until the movie is over.
I love it.
Too good.
Oh, I can't wait. You sold it. So that, and you've written a new memoir.
I'm still finishing. I'm going home.
Oh, you're not finished with it.
Well,
It's still in progress.
I'm like I'm trying to figure out the ending because every season of your life begins and is a new beginning, and then there's also an ending. So how do you reconcile that and leave space to continue to grow and feel and be a woman?
Oh, I can't wait.
And I will say this. I want to say that Nia may have had a conversation with like maybe Essence magazine some years ago. Like when I say some years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, where she did talk about the fact that she was currently working on a memoir. And I think she was praising the fact that she finally found, I believe it was a publishing company who was going to be working with her. So yeah, congratulations, Nia. We of course are looking forward to your memoir that's coming out, and I'll keep y'all posted on if it's available via Hoopla or maybe even Libby, which is a free streaming platform made possible through our local library. But she ain't got it out yet. Let's take a listen.
See how it turns out. I mean, the memoir,
I'll
not
come
like
back.
life. Of course.
Oh, life too. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna. I thought we were
about
friends.
to be. No, we are.
Okay,
Like there was.
because
We
she
had a
said
mutual.
we were friends.
We had a mutual girl fan thing going on.
And we're the same height.
I
It's
know.
good. It's really cute.
Power to 5 foot.
You guys
people.
should see it.
So I imagine, I've never written a memoir, but it's probably healing. But there are tough parts too. What was the most healing for you so far when you were writing it? What would you say?
I would say reconciling the relationship with my father. He passed away during COVID, from COVID, and I didn't have the closest relationship with him growing up. And so my story is really told through that experience as a young woman, but also getting to the place where you realize that once people get older and life is kind of closer to death, that you have to practice full-on forgiveness and allowing him. And the last thing he said to me was, I'm okay now because I know my daughters love me. And it was such a beautiful, I'm gonna cry. It was such a beautiful way for me to celebrate the life that I missed with him, but also his passing over to the next realm. And so it's very healing. You know, when you decide to take on these big projects, you gotta be vulnerable.
You do.
And I will say this, you know, in an era where, well, I would say like, I shouldn't call it a trend, but I know Oprah had gotten some heat and some attention on her show because she was talking about how people go no contact either with their children or with like their parents. And so hearing someone actually talk about, you know, reconciliation, what that looks like, and just how she was able to connect with her dad and the way he truly felt at the end of his life about reconnecting with his girls. It sounds like that was very healing, not only for him, but also it seems like for, you know, Nia, who serves as the daughter, as well. So I think that there's a lesson in that too. Not to say that, you know, something's wrong with going no contact. I have a personal story from a friend who talked to me about the reason why she went no contact with her family. And, you know, there's a level of respect there because at the end of the day, we are our lived experiences. And just because our experience isn't the same as someone that we know or love, it doesn't make their experience less important, right? And so I said all that to say it was nice to hear someone talk about reconciling with their parent versus, you know, doing the no contact. But nothing's wrong with the no contact if that's what you want to do as well. And especially I think hearing what's happened lately with particularly Fantasia and her father coming out to talk about the fact that her husband is basically stealing money from her, and the rocky relationship that they've had over the years, but also Jemele Hill coming forward to talk about her relationship with her father and how she recently went no contact. I think she reached out to, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Gayle King, of course, who was the best friend to Oprah. She shared her story and then she connected her with Oprah, and then she was able to go and do an interview with Oprah about how and the reason why she has no contact with her father. So yeah, going back to Nia, let's get back to the interview.
You know, what's interesting is what I've learned, when you share, you're healing others too.
Absolutely.
How many people are dealing with maybe a mother or a father and things are unreconciled, and they would see you and they wouldn't know it, right? Because I just told you, you're Nia Long, you're this, and all of that time you were holding something.
I was holding pain. Yeah.
You know what else I think will be healing?
Yeah.
Because half of our play dates are with co-parents.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh gosh, yes.
Right? And you're co-parenting. How is that?
It's great.
Yeah?
We really have found a nice balance where I have my work, he has his work, the kids are happy. I mean, listen, we'll do a vacation every now and then.
Is there drama? You know, some parents would say, I don't want to go on vacation with him, or the other would be like, I don't want to.
Well, you put the kids first, right? You put the kids first, you keep the emotion out of it, and I'm sure I get on his nerves because he definitely gets on mine when we're on vacation.
Yeah, I mean,
but we're friends,
yeah.
and there's a mutual respect, and we have a you know, a commitment to doing what's great for our kids. The thing is, too.
And I'm going to just stop it right there to say this because I just want to remind y'all, you remember back in, I believe it's December 2022, Nia Long and her coach fiance, at the time, former Boston Celtics coach, Ime Udoka, they ended up breaking up. And as a result of that breakup, she ended up doing like this one-on-one interview with Jeezy, the rapper. And in the in the interview, I can't remember, was she interviewing Jeezy or was Jeezy interviewing her, or if it was just like I think they called it a one-on-one, but it gave me the impression when I watched it that yes, Nia may have been interviewing Jeezy, but the feeling was mutual in regards to the conversation, and she also was able to contribute to the conversation as well. So it really just looked more of like a conversation than it was like a formal interview, but it is specifically on Jeezy's YouTube channel, and I will link that in the show notes. But in that interview, at the time back in when they did it, Nia said the following. She said, it was a wake-up call for me in the sense of like, okay, you're going to do this on your own and you're going to be fine and you're not going to worry about what anyone thinks and has to say. And that's in regards to her former relationship with the Boston Celtics coach. She also continued to say the relationship was rocky for a very long time. And she confessed, adding, I don't believe another person can break anyone up. So, of course, you know, the rumors that it wasn't just a rumor, he was actually having relations with another woman. I believe it was somebody that he actually worked with, and that was something that ended up being the reason why they ended up breaking up. And it was the same exact time that I think Jeezy was going through his divorce with Jeannie Mai. And so as a result of them coming together, it just seemed like it was like the perfect time. But I will link that interview below because I feel like it also gives some additional insight to the relationship that her and the coach had.
You can decide for yourself what your family looks like and how you and what those dynamics are. You don't have to follow any rules.
I believe it. So I come from a blended family. My mom's been divorced. I went through a divorce twice. Once I was a baby, and then I was in 8th or 9th grade.
Yeah.
And I turned out just fine.
Yes.
I feel like I never heard my mom say a mumbling word ever negative about my father and vice versa.
Yes.
And we were like the Black Brady Bunch, and it just
works.
It just works.
It works if you want it to work.
I think so. Okay,
right?
wait. We gotta go.
Where are we
going?
going?
We go to commercial break.
Are we moving sets?
No, I know, right? I heard. So I don't have people sliding into my DMs.
Oh gosh.
But because you are so.
I want to say this side note. Sheinelle always be talking about dancing on the table and ain't nobody sliding in her DMs. I think it just maybe look a little bit different. She just don't quite embrace it the way others do. But I do believe folks be in her DMs. I believe that, Sheinelle. That's what I believe. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I just have my own belief, you know?
Hot girl, and now you're, people think single and ready to mingle or hope. Do you get the folks that are like, knock, knock?
I have a lot of young men in my DM.
Do they? But then you can click on a profile and do you go, maybe?
I'm like, let me see your bank account statement.
What do you think it is? Do you think they're like, oh, Nia Long? Because, I have a feeling there are probably some guys who are probably like, oh, man, she's the poster.
I feel like they're testing waters to experience the experience, and I'm not down with that. I'm too busy for that.
Yeah. So do you want to date, you think?
I mean, I'm kind of dating, but like closet dating, I guess you could say.
That's fair. So you're not lonely.
I'm never lonely. I can have a whole party by myself.
Well, that's true. That's true. We had Kiki on. Do you guys remember? She broke the internet when she said, sure, I'll be with someone, but I don't need him to live in my house.
Down the street.
You agree? He doesn't need to be in the house?
I mean, sometimes he needs to be in the house.
But other than that, you're good.
I'm good. I think I've gotten to a place where I really enjoy my own company. I work a lot, and my priorities are different. And I've always been in a relationship, so it's kind of nice to not be in one.
It's inspiring.
It is. It's good. It's
I
good,
like
girl.
you.
Self-love.
Okay.
Self-love.
I'm here for it. Okay, coming up, we have a great show
All right.
for you from the new horror comedy Ready or...
So the ladies, they did a great job just kind of talking about like Nia Long and just kind of where she is, giving her flowers, of course. Yeah, but I hardly ever see Nia, in my opinion, sort of open up in that way. She's one of those people that a lot of the times you have to catch her during one of those interviews, which she did, of course, with Jeezy back in, was it 22 or 23? I think it was 2023 when she did the interview with Jeezy. And then things like this as well, because of course she has the upcoming Michael movie where she's going to be playing the role of Kathyrn Jackson. The movie, or should I say the Michael biopic, comes out on April the 24th. So if you get a chance to see it, let me know, especially in the comments below. And speaking of movies and guests, there were more guests, of course, on the show. Ryan Gosling was on the show as a guest. He and his wife, Eva Mendes, they've been making their rounds. Although they don't typically show up together a lot, it seems. Lately, they have been. According to reports, the two are rarely seen in public together. But of course, they made an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, promoting the film that he's promoting on the show called Project Hail Mary, which officially is out right now. I believe he said one of his daughters inspired him to actually wear the glasses, because she said that the glasses made him look a little bit smarter, and he knows that the kid critics are probably, they don't mind letting you know what it looks like and what it don't look like and how nerdy you look and all of the things, right? If you are looking to go see his brand new movie, which is called, hold on, I lost it here, but I'm gonna, Project Hail Mary. One magazine actually sums it up by saying, when science teacher Ryland Grace, which is the role that actually he plays, wakes up from Earth, he has no idea who he is or how he got there. As his memory returns, he uncovers his mission to discover why a mysterious substance is causing the sun to die. Using unconventional ideas, he must try to save our planet, and an unexpected friendship means he might not have to do it alone. They also say that you don't have to be a sci-fi nerd in order to enjoy this one. And fans of the hit book won't be disappointed either, according to reports, okay? Yeah, I would say that based off of just the preview that I saw, it gives me sort of like that Back to the Future and like the I Am Legend vibes. Yeah, we are not the same, I am a Martian. I know that's from Lil Wayne, but it just kind of made me think, greetings, Earthlings. Okay, I'm stopped. Let me, one thing that he did talk about was filming by himself for 100 days and being isolated. Now, I don't know the exact reason around the fact that he was isolated. He didn't explain that part, but he did say he wouldn't recommend that to anybody. Anybody. You acted like you was doing that one Tom Hanks. What was that movie with Tom Hanks where he was like by himself, like on the beach, and like his best friend was it a volleyball or something? What movie was that? It's been a long time. It's been a long. Mr. Barbie Dog Ken. Yeah, shout out to him and congratulations on your brand new movie. Again, the name of the movie is called Project Hail Mary. It is out now. They also talked on the show Spring Makeup Trends. Cindy Watson was there giving all the magical glow with her models on stage. She also talked about tracing the lips using a contrast layer to create the liner, or excuse me, to create the inside after you've created the liner. Also doing like a little bit lip gloss in the middle. When I saw this look, all I thought about the fact that when I was in middle school, I wore this look a lot. It wasn't in then, but I'd like to think that I was ahead of my time. I was ahead of my time, okay? Don't you say nothing else. Don't try to exclude me. I was ahead of my time, and y'all are just not catching up, okay? As a reminder, though, Nia Long is the first global ambassador for Estee Lauder in North America. She did make sure she made a comment on the show to let us know, too. And Cindy, Watson also talked about, like, putting a little serum base in your foundation to sort of add a glow to your makeup or even to your blush as well. So, yeah, check that out. Of course, I'm going to put the full episode linked in the show notes, so y'all be sure to check that out. Katherine Newton was on the show. She was the young lady that her and I would say Nia really connected on the fact that they started off in the soap operas. That's what they called them, the soap operas back in the day. But Katherine specifically talked about her brand new role as well that was actually made for her. So the writers actually created a role for her in a film called Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. So she talked about the transition of that role and kind of how it took more than a few takes in order to make it happen. And I think Nia was like, baby, 2 takes and I'm tired. After 2 takes, I'm tired, which was real cute. But it sounded to me like Katherine had to really get into character. Dramatic acting, like, I know people look at it and they think like, oh my God, so dramatic. But I feel like comedic acting is a lot harder than dramatic acting. It's hard to make people laugh every single time, especially when you're in theater. They say that if you are doing it right, you should make them laugh every single time when you hit that line, and if you don't, sometimes you feel a type of way, but that's the goal of rehearsal. So you can rehearse, get it right, develop the character, and truly evolve. Parenting. The lady spoke with two experts about gentle parenting versus something called FOF, and I think it's called like F around and find out. You know, you can insert the real word and just sort of like the difference between the two, but also a happy medium and incorporating something called calm authority. Now, I don't know nothing about that, but y'all tell me what works. I didn't get gentle parenting. I don't know why y'all didn't have this when I was growing up. My mama did not gentle nothing. She told me like it was, okay? And I better get my shit together. Okay, or she gonna whoop my, and she didn't say it like that, but she put the actions with it. Mama didn't have to talk much, baby. She just was, look at me, just look at me. TikTok made us try it. They actually had an entire segment on there. And the ladies wrapped up the show with that series, and they tried like this jar opener thing, this DIY like nail stamper, which I thought was actually kind of cute. And of course, this there's like this pastry, these pastries that are being made, and they have like this filling on the inside, and apparently you can purchase them around like Times Square, but there's some places actually where I live at that I realize you can purchase them as well. Now, if you cannot get enough of today's guest on the Jenna and Sheinelle show, check out these free resources available via Hoopla, a free streaming platform made possible through our local library. For Ryan Gosling, you can find the following resources. Movies include Big Short, Lars and the Real Girl, The United States of Leland, All Good Things, Song to Song, Half Nelson, and The Slaughter Rule. His music includes the Barbie album, La La Land, and Ken, the EP. His new movie, Project Hail Mary, has a book that's also available to be placed on hold via Libby, a free streaming platform made possible through our local library. And of course, the movie that he has out right now, Project Hail Mary, is officially in theaters. For anything Nia Long, you can find the following resources. Movies include Are We There Yet? Are We Done Yet? Boiler Room, Lemon, In Too Deep, Have Plenty, and Muslim. She is on the album as well, The Age of Pleasure with Janelle Monáe, where she is featured on the song The Rush. Her movie, Michael, is in theaters on April the 24th. Also, shout out to Janelle Monáe. I believe she actually just released either a new song or a new album, but I'll check that out. Saw her in live in concert at Red Rocks in Colorado. Oh my God, she puts on a performance. Sheinelle also has a book that she's going to be releasing next month called Through Mom's Eyes, where she interviews the moms of celebrities, including Kevin Durant, Venus and Serena Williams, Tyra Banks, Shaquille O'Neal, Steph Curry, and more. I've already placed my copy on hold, honey, via Libby, a free streaming platform made possible through our local library. As a reminder, here at the Critic Chronicles, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced from our public libraries. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today and to read all of Jenna's book club recommendations. For access to the full YouTube episode of Today with Jenna and Sheinelle, check out the show notes in the description box. Also, be sure to subscribe to our backup channel, Hey Critics, also linked in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.